One more thing, 2002 Suzuki XL-7. While I'm waiting on everything, waiting for parts, waiting for me to finish this job, and I got these spark plug holes open. You can see down in the spark plug, well, maybe you can't, but down in the spark plug holes, got some dirt and grime. So to kind of clean up things in there, you've probably heard these tricks many times before to try and free up engine rings and things like that. Um, Piston rings, whatever. Pour a little mystery oil down there. So I did that, and I noticed that the spark plug seat, like where the spark plugs will sit, where you torque them down, they were filthy. So sprayed a little brake cleaner down there to get some of that crud out. Just can't really reach it, suck it out or whatever like that. There's some grime down in there. So just trying to clean it out. Pour some transmission fluid down there. Same thing as the mystery oil, trying to make sure the rings are nice and lubed or whatever. I'm not really doing a leak down test or anything like that. I was thinking of doing a compression test, but there's really no need. I had no symptoms of any kind for that, no service engine light or anything. But just to let you know, you don't need to be afraid of putting something down there to free things up, clean things up. You're not pouring quartz in there. It's just a little tip of automatic transmission fluid or mystery oil. And like I said, I sprayed some brake cleaner down there. Brake cleaner is going to evaporate in like 2 seconds, so 30 seconds, whatever, was real. Just, it evaporates quick. It's not going to damage anything down there. One thing I did make a mistake with, before I go into that, I just want to let you know, before you install the plugs at the end of doing something like this, make sure everything is done. You're ready to do your plugs. Before you put the plugs in, crank the engine. All that compression will force whatever fluid or anything down there like dust. I'm sure you're careful enough not to drop nuts and bolts down there, but the way that this thing is set up, you would have to try to drop something in there because it would probably fall somewhere else before it would fall in those holes. But if you want, you can cover them up like I did the intake here. I didn't feel the need to do that for spark plug holes because I didn't really think anything's gonna fall down there. Now that I said that, I'll probably cover them up because I'll jinx myself. But yeah, just make sure you crank the engine to force any fluid or debris that may remain down there from what you tried to clean up. And then you can put your plugs in and you'll be fine. I did recognize that as I'm talking about cleaners and things like that, the throttle body, I did clean it up with throttle body cleaner, but then I noticed in the manual, as I said, I'm using all data. You might be using something else like Haynes or Chilton, whatever they got out there, or even the manufacturer's manual. Might say something different. But over time, things change. So what you see as specs and things in the older manuals, the newer stuff that gets updated, because we got the internet now and stuff like that, I would go with the newer stuff. Because what the manufacturer said back in 2002, things have improved and things have changed, and they might have come up with better ways of doing things, better specifications that leave those old things obsolete that are in the paper copies of manuals. But anyway, they said that you shouldn't really use any solvents in the throttle body, like spray it down into the orifices. I believe you can use cleaners to clean like the butterfly valve and everything like that, but there's a couple of orifices, some passageways that they said not to leave it to soak or use solvents that are harsh because it can cause things to swell and make things malfunction. You know, your EGR valve, and I think the what was it called again? The air intake air control valve, IAC. Those things are on the throttle body, and you spray down those passages. They're saying that it can swell seals and cause malfunction. So just letting you know that. I already sprayed mine up, so hopefully I don't have to do any crazy oops and take stuff apart, but who knows, maybe that can happen. I've never had problems like that before with any other vehicle. Maybe this one's different, but you know, there's best practices that they want you to follow, so that according to their instructions, if you follow their instructions, everything should be fine. People do different things and have no problems still, but best practices are there for a reason, so try to follow those, just letting you know. I'll find out later if anything that I've done causes me problems. Definitely will let you know, so it won't cause you problems. Later.